Okay, so here we go. We're going to start seated. I'm just going to scooch myself back a little bit here, past the sun. There we go. Scooch back like that. See how that works. I'm seated on a bolster. I'm on a mini bolster this morning and a blanket underneath that. And then I've got my strap and my blocks around as well. It's feeling pretty good in my space right now. It's been chilly in my house today. It's super windy outside. I didn't sleep well. I don't know about y'all, but whenever it is this windy, it's just like the wind is just howling around my house. It feels like the house is going to get picked up and taken to Kansas or not in Kansas anymore, whatever. Yeah, so hopefully it feels good in your space. I want you just to kind of notice where you are and what you've got around you. When you feel comfortable, let your eyes close and then using the mind's eye to kind of recreate the image of your space. So just pausing and slowing down and recalling what your space looks like. What's in your space with you? So we're dropping into this familiar, homey kind of place, right? We're practicing at home. And I just want us to ground in the idea of home. How does it feel for you to be inside your home space, your yoga space? And then, of course, ultimately, what I want us to do is drop into ourselves. So our home becomes, or it doesn't become, but we realize that the home is actually in our bodies, it's inside of us. So start to go through the outer layer of yourself, like past the skin. Start to feel the breath layer in your body. And allow the breath to help you go deeper into yourself and deeper into your home, your body, your center, where it feels safe and cozy. Anything that you might need is in this space, in your home space. So the breath is really our true focus here, is on the breath. So let's spend a few moments here in our own rhythm of breathing. Not that you're changing it so much, but that you're just bringing more attention to it and observing your rhythm of breath. And that breath rhythm is familiar and cozy. It's safe. Dropping down deeper into this quiet space. The breath is guiding us in. And so notice what happens to your overall feeling of sensation, of breath, what happens in your mind. Can you feel how you can slow yourself down, quiet yourself down? And even though your focus wasn't to slow the breath down, has that happened? Do you have a deeper, slower, more conscious breath rhythm happening? Now notice areas of your body where You might feel gripping, tension, tightness. I'm gonna imagine that your places of gripping are similar to mine, and as I call them to mind, I want you to send your attention into these places in your body. Send your attention and send your breath right into the space of your mind's eye, the space between your brows. I call them the 11s. As we age and we get those 11s, those fine line 11s in between our eyes. Just imagine the breath in that space, making it smoother and plumper, more spacious. And bring your awareness up to the top of your head, to the crown, right to the top of the scalp. Relax your attention towards your ears and maybe deep inside the ears. As you move deeper inside your head, can you feel the breath coming across the nostrils and into the back of the throat, opening up the space in the throat and in the mouth? What about down into the neck and the tops of your shoulders? Do you notice yourself holding tension there now, or at other times have you been aware of tightness there? And can you surrender the weight of your shoulders a bit down from your ears? The crown has a slight lifting as the shoulders release, so you become very spacious in the neck, in the face, in the head, in the shoulders. Drop your awareness down into the buttock muscles, into the hamstrings, at the back of the legs, and just around in the hips. Is there tightness in your hips? Tightness in the pelvic floor? And maybe in your low belly, in your low back. Spend a little time here. Let the breath go into this area, making connection into your foundation and trusting that you can be a little bit softer and grounded into your base. Let the breath guide you down into your steadiness. And what about taking attention to the hands, the fingers, the wrists? Notice how your hands are placed. Are they palms down or palms up or stacked on top of each other in your lap? Let your breath guide you into the space of your hands and become softer there, more sensitive to the touch. Are you able to connect your hands and any sensation there back up through your arms into your shoulders, your neck, and all the way into the brain, up into the crown? So as we go back and forth a little bit between what the brain is sensing and what the body is sensing, we're working into the sensory area of the brain. It's along the top edge and kind of back about a third, maybe half of the way back is this sensory cortex. And the information goes back and forth between the body and the mind, in this case, between the hands and the mind. And the breath is there to assist us with this connection. And let's do the same thing with the feet, the toes, the ankles. Bring your awareness down. Is there tightness? Is there gripping? Is there any sensation that you might be aware of? And can you allow that connection to come up into the hips and then up the spine and all the way up into the brain, into the sensory area, the sensory cortex? About halfway back over the top of the skull. And then I want you to see if you can just open up this lens of awareness of yourself. This sensory area opens up to expand and include the entire body, your breath, and the sensation in your mind's eye, in your thoughts. So as we explore just a little bit more, going deeper into the brain this morning, the sensory area is flanked by the motor cortex, the sensory motor cortex, so right around the same area in the brain. We think about our sensation and we think about adding movement now and being really sensitive to the connection of what's happening in the body and where we sense that in the brain and then where we start our movement from. So let's hook up, right, to the shoulders and the hips, to the spine, to the hands, to the feet, to the brain. Start to move from your shoulders now. Lift your spine a little taller and circle your arms up to the sky. Feel your palms coming together. Your eyes can be open or closed. And we're allowing the hands to float down into the heart center and then just shoot right back up through the center. Palms stay together as long as you can keep them, and then open the arms from your shoulders. Your arms reach back down by the sides of your body. So go again, connect. Inhale, circle out your arms from your shoulders, lift all the way up till your palms come together and down into your heart space. Let your head bow a little bit here too. Then inhale, the hands shoot back up through the center. Keep the palms together as long as that's comfortable. Then open the arms from the shoulders, reach down, and then go again. So super connected. Sensory information, motor information, connecting brain and body and breath. Good. Let's go through that one more time. So starting from your fingers, reaching down and out to the sides toward the floor. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Connect the hands together, slowly down, bow the head toward the heart and the hands. And then inhale the hands back up. Open the arms wide and down into the space by your sides. Good. Pause and breathe here. Tuck the chin to the chest again. Open your eyes, look at your legs, lean back, crisscross your legs the other way. So switch that cross. And then lift your arms out to just the sides like a T. We're going to rotate toward the left side. So let your belly spin to the left. Spin your arms around. Let your head look around. Open the eyes if that feels best for you, looking around at your space. Feel that twisting sensation from the base of your spine all the way up through to the crown of your head. Now hold on with your right hand on the outside of the left knee and then reach your left arm up to the sky. Grow tall. Keep revolving to your left. Lean back slightly, opening up the chest, opening up the heart. Feel yourself grounded and reaching simultaneously. And then bring that top arm down, close your eyes, revolve back around into center. Pause here and breathe. Feel yourself grounded and tall and seated. And the sensation that comes, the sensation that goes, the breath that comes and the breath that goes. Let's lift our arms out to the sides like a T. Expand and open your chest. Reach through your fingers. Revolve to the other side of your twist now. Revolve around. Sit yourself tall. Maybe your head revolves to look around behind you. You can open up the eyes here if that feels a better or just more interesting thing for you to do. Or keep your eyes closed. See what you want to do with it. But inhale fully and consciously. Notice your sensation traveling from the brain to the body, from the body to the brain. Really, it's from the body to the brain and the brain to the body. So hold on with the left hand outside that knee. Reach your right arm, your back arm up to the sky. Grow long and tall. We're taking it slow so we can feel breath, body, sensation. What's happening in the mind as we explore slow movements. Reach up for another breath or so here. Lean back slightly if that works for you. Close your eyes when you're ready to de-revolve and come back around to the front. Deep breath in. And that deep breath out. Good. Let's do one more seated series here, but I want you to tuck your chin to your chest, open up your eyes, and then look around for your strap. I'm going to reach way back here to grab mine. And sit any way that's comfortable for you. I'm actually going to open my legs out in front of me to just sit a little bit more even in the body, in the hips. Open the strap. Now, if you don't want your strap whacking the ground, fold it in half. But if your shoulders need more space and length on your strap, then let it be as long as you need it to be. Okay, so we're sitting tall again. And you can work with your eyes open or closed. Your hands are about shoulder distance, palms facing down. Nothing too grippy here, but lengthen out through the knuckles from your shoulders to your knuckles. And begin to lift from your shoulders and let your arms go up, up, up. We're going to slide the hands down the strap until we feel we have enough space to allow the arms to go back behind us. So you may need more length on your strap. Yep, you might need more length, and we'll go up through the arms and then down and in front. Okay, once you come in front, grab that shorter distance and try again. So you're about shoulder distance as you go up. Open the arms as wide as you need to so that the arms start to come around behind you. Take your time. Notice which shoulder is giving you a little bit more feedback maybe than the other, if at all, and then slowly back to the front. Okay, let's go shorter on the strap again and go up with the breath. Stretch out long and ease the arms down behind you. Now, can you keep your arms at this width and go back and forth over the top to the front and over the top to the back? Yeah, good. I already feel fatigue in my shoulders, especially the one that is a little bit more challenging and tight and maybe towards some kind of arthritis or something happening in the shoulders, But this helps. This movement, this gliding movement here, this will help to lubricate the joint. Helps to bring all those muscles online so that we've just got a little bit more awareness of all the muscles, ligaments, tendons that are working that shoulder and working that stability. Here's our last one, breathing in and going back, and then breathing in and coming forward. Oh, I'm exhausted from that. Roll your shoulders back a little bit. Yeah, any movement you want to do in your arms, you want to shake them out or anything like that. I want you to rest your arms where they feel comfortable. I'm going to have my palms facing up here and just relax into the breath again. Good. Okay, so put the strap off to the side. Option to bring the soles of the feet together and fold forward here, or maybe coming into child's pose. I want to open up the back of the neck, back of the shoulders. I'm starting in butterfly pose, but we will go to child's pose in just a couple moments. So let your elbows reach out to the sides and drop your chin down toward your feet. You can always stack your hands under your head or use a block if you don't quite make it so far. Think of tucking your chin toward your chest. Round in, open up the space at your neck. You're all down your spine. Big, big breaths in to fill and open the back space. And again, be sensitive to the sensation of your breath. Expanding and contracting. Good. Take another breath or so there. Good. Pull in the belly a little bit and use your hands as much as you need to. We're going to start to come up, and then again, we'll go into child's pose from here. Okay, so let's get our space all set. As you come up, if you want to use the blanket underneath your knees, go ahead and have that. I'm going to take my socks off as we start to warm up. We'll move through a little bit of flow here, starting in child's pose. And I want to wrap one arm back at a time as we come into child's pose. Let me pull my hair back really quick. So back into Balasana. The big toes might touch and the knees are not super wide, but there is a little space for the belly to and the rib cage to come down in between the knees here. Okay, so let's stretch our arms out. Tuck the chin so that you can bring the hairline down and the arms are extended. The elbows, if you can, the elbows are up off the ground here. Let's take a breath. Press your hips back toward your heels. Take another inhale and then wrap on the exhale. Your right arm wraps down toward your right ankle or right foot, just the edge of the mat. And want to let that right shoulder drop down toward the floor a little bit. Inhale, the right arm comes forward again, and then exhale, wrap the left arm to the side and down by your left ankle, left foot. Inhale the left arm forward, and exhale, wrap your right arm down by your right shin, right foot. Inhale, bring the right arm forward, and wrap the left arm back. Let's go one more time on each side. So both arms reaching, breathing, and then exhale, the right arm comes down by your side. Inhale, the right arm goes reaching back to the end of the mat. And the exhale takes that left arm down by the side of your body. And the inhale comes forward with the left arm. Good. Take a breath here. Float up to all fours. Bring your knees a little closer together. Hug your elbows to the side of your body. Pull your belly in. Lay yourself down on the ground. Let's extend the arms back. Both arms reach back now. Broaden your collarbones. Pull in the belly, balance across the front of your pelvis here, and maybe lift your legs just a tiny bit away from the ground. We're warming up here. So what we're going to do is come down with the shoulders, the legs, the head, and then curl back up. Option to just lift your upper body or your lower body, or see if you can lift both. So we're going down flat toward the ground and then lifting up any amount toward locust. Reach through your legs, even if you're not lifting your legs off the ground completely. You're still very long out of the front of your hips into the front of into your toes. And same with your arms. You're reaching out your fingertips from your shoulders, reaching out. Let's lift up one more time. So we exhale to go down. We inhale to lift. Let's hold locust pose for a moment. As you're ready, bend your elbows. Put your hands by your rib cage. Bring your feet down. Let's bend the knees here. Pull the belly in. Lift to all fours. Round into cat. Oh, that feels really good. Now let's shift this rounded back a little forward and a little back. Keep your chin tucked and allow your thighs to move toward the ground here. Toward the ground as you come forward. Push the thighs back as you go toward child's pose. Keep your chin tucked. Good. Do that one more time. And think about laying yourself all the way down on your belly again. So as you come forward, lay the thighs, lay the hips, belly, bend the elbows, and come down to the floor. Inhale, reach your arms back. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift your arms and reach back, and maybe lift your legs. Exhale, release it down. Good, let's go again. Inhale, lifting up. Pause here. Breathe strong across the front of your abdominal area, right? That's still pulling in with you to help you lift. The buttock muscles and the legs are gripping and working. So are the shoulders and the arms, the muscles all up and down your spine. All right, bend your elbows so your hands come by your ribs. Feet come flat to the ground. Bend your knees, pull your belly in, lift yourself up, and round into cat. Push back a little bit like you're coming toward child's pose. Then come forward. Think about laying the thighs toward the ground. Exhale, pull back, go toward child's pose. Inhale, come forward, starting to lengthen and lay toward the ground, but not all the way. Let's do this 3 more times. Round back and coming forward as far forward as you feel comfortable with. The little bend in the elbows. All right, so let's go again. And back. Now this time we come forward, we're going to go all the way down to the ground again. So hover your elbows into your body, hover your body down, down, down to the ground. Lift your chest, straighten your arms, maybe lift your legs. Let's do that twice more. Release down and lift up any amount, and release down and lift up. Whatever you want to lift. Hold and breathe. Hands by your rib cage, legs come down, bend your knees, bring yourself up, round to cat, stretch back to child's pose, wrap your arms, both your arms if you can, toward your feet, tuck your chin a little bit so the hairline is toward the ground here, and breathe. Now let's rock the head from side to side, and actually the body might move a little side to side too. Think of massaging at the hairline as you go from side to side, temple to temple. Make your way to center. Both arms are stretching forward. Let's look forward. Bring yourself up. Round your back a little bit. Bring your right knee in toward your chest. And then step that right foot through. Okay, so can you just step it, or do you need to actually move it out to the side and then bring it around to step it up that way? We want that right knee above the ankle. Going to go ahead and reach around and grab the blocks. So got those. Breathe in here. Make sure your feet or your right foot and your left knee are about hip distance apart. And then we'll pull in the belly and lift up. And as we lift up, let's pull our arms back and also push into the right leg a little bit so that we can get really vertical. Then sink back down into your hips and keep your arms reaching back. This is a back bend here, but we want to keep the belly pulling in so it's not too severe for us as we reach back. Breathe. Now, send the right arm up to the sky. Send the left arm up to the sky. Pause, breathe. Can you bring your hands together and down into the heart center? You're going to bring the hands to the blocks. Tuck your back toes under. Step back with your front foot. Lay the knees back down on the ground. Exhale, round. Now you can keep using your blocks here. It might give you a little more space. We're going to pull the left knee into the chest and then step that left foot through. All right? So left foot comes up. We're aligning left knee above the ankle. We get plenty of space in here as we come up because it's kind of a balance thing. Lengthen your spine. Good. And then let's come up. Feel everything working in the hip area. You start to get that hamstring work and glute work. We're pushing into the front leg and straightening a little bit, lifting up taller, reaching our arms back, and then settling into the hips a little bit more, but the arms keep reaching back. Feel the back bending of this. Make sure you are lengthening down through the tailbone, up through the crown. There's lots of space and activity in the mid body here. And we'll breathe. Now we're going to take the left arm to the sky, the right arm to the sky, palms together, down into the center. Drop the hands back to the blocks. Tuck your back toes under. Straighten that back leg and then step back into now the top of your push-up. And we can keep the blocks here. If that's working for you, keep the blocks under the hands or put your hands back down on the ground. I want you to pull your belly in a little bit more and round yourself. Tuck your chin. Adjust your feet as you need to. And then lengthen your spine. Not into a dip with your spine here or with your low back. You're going straight out into that plank. So pulling your low belly, push into the blocks, tuck your chin, and then just lengthen from the tailbone to the heels, from the tailbone to the crown. Go one more time. Exhale, push the blocks, round, tuck your chin, and then find that plank. Breathe. Good. Lower your knees down. Move your blocks off to the side, but keep them close, okay? And then shift forward, lay yourself down, pause here. Now we're going to do a shoulder stretch. So you're actually going to bring your blocks right underneath your shoulder head and lay the humerus on top. And then the hand is up. So it's kind of like the locust arm, except the block is there to support the arm. So I'm going to do the same thing with my left arm. And then the head comes down. I'm going to turn my head to the right and take a few breaths. I'm also going to take my glasses off. So you can lay the head all the way down. Oh. Good. Lift your head. Turn your head the other way. And breathe. Lift your head. Turn back to the right. Good. Let's go one more time. Head lifting and turning to the left. And come into the center. Now let's practice lifting up off the blocks a little bit. Lift your arms, lift your chest, lift your head a little bit, look straight out in front of you. And then release the shoulder heads back to the blocks and the chin moves down to the floor. Lift up a bit, let your arms come away from the blocks and then release back down. Do that one more time. Stay up. Take your arms out to the sides like a T. Reach your arms all the way around into the front here and put your hands onto the ground. Bend your elbows and come to Sphinx Pose. or straighten your arms to give yourself a little bit more length and stretch here. More like seal pose, reaching long through the legs and long through the arms. Good. Let's take one more breath here. Big giant breath. As you exhale, come down, bend your elbows, take your hands to the blocks, move them out of the way, and then the hands come down on the floor by your chest, by your rib cage. Flatten your feet to the ground, pull in your belly, lift up to hands and knees, exhale, round to cat. Now let's take it to downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, press back, and lift up. Breathe in and out. Now, a little bit more of that shoulder work. We're going to come forward, but we're not rounding here. We're just coming forward to plank and then pull the low belly in and let yourself get longer. Think about the underside of your arms getting longer now. More open in your chest and open in the front rib cage and lengthening the belly when you push back. Let's do this a few more times. So the exhale takes you back toward downward dog. And the inhale takes you forward toward plank. Good. 3 more. Okay. Or you're resting. You can always work on your knees. Good. Let's take it back. And forward. Here's our last one. Okay. Back to downward facing dog. As we come forward, let's bend the knees. Generous bend here. Looking up to the front, walk or hop your feet up to the front of your mat. Grab those blocks and bring them in so they're closer for you on any level that suits. Let's lengthen the spine. Fold deeper. Oh, get into those hamstrings there and into the buttock muscles. Yay! Soften your knees, sit your hips back, lift up. Take the arms forward out from the chest, maybe up over the top of the head for chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit deep into your chair. Lengthen through the tailbone. This might feel a little bit like a back bend, so minimize that a bit by bringing your front ribs in and staying long in your back. Not to the point of rounding though. It's more about length in the front and the back of the body here. Sitting into that chair is very challenging. All right, let's come all the way up. Inhale, stretch up, and then the hands coming down and into the heart center. Good, nice work. Okay, let's take warrior 2. Okay, so start with your right foot staying up front. Your left leg is going to reach back. Practice that reaching way back so that your foot is aligned under the knee or the ankle under the knee. Okay, that's a good one to practice a couple times so you feel steady. Once you reach back and you're ready and long enough, then rotate and ground that left heel. Make sure that what you're doing here feels solid and grounded for you. Feel the sensation of your feet on the mat and pushing into the ground. Okay, now we're going to stretch the arms out to the sides here. Look out your right fingertips. Breathe in and out. Focus on wrapping the right outer thigh and buttocks under your body, but also lengthening out here. So you're getting a little bit deeper into your lunge perhaps. And that breath is full. Good. Okay, so the right arm goes up. The back arm goes down. We're going to try to bend the elbows here. Let the hands come behind your body, behind your head, behind your low back. Breathe. Can you send your hands closer together, like up and down your spine? And maybe your hands start to touch, your fingers touch back there behind your heart. The strap is close by. If you want to get out of the pose, grab that strap. You certainly can. My fingers are not touching. I'm not worried about the strap. I'm worried about stability. Ground into your heels. Feel your toes. All right, now can you imagine in your mind's eye, what are your feet doing? What are your hands doing? Can you find that sensory information in your brain and that motor cortex area in the brain? So just right up top, right through here, right? Ear to ear almost. And connect. Sensation, mind, breath. Straighten your right leg. Oh, that feels good, right? So we're going to press into the back heel and lengthen out a little bit through the right elbow. You're super strong. Try not to lock that front knee out, but push into your right big toe instead. This is super challenging with the arms behind us, right? Let's pull all the way back up and back into your warrior two. Good. Do that again. Straighten your right leg. Reach so long out your right elbow. Oh, yeah. You got it. Connect into that back heel. And then up you go. Back to warrior two. Undo your arms. Reach out to the sides. Breathe. And then take your hands down to your blocks. Spin that back heel up. Let's lay the knee down onto the ground here and the back foot flattens. And then reach up through your right arm. Reach up through your left. Ground and settle into your low lunge. Good. Last breath here. Palms come together and down into your center. Bring your hands down to your blocks. Tuck the back toes under. And then step back to plank. Good. All right, I'm up on my blocks and I need to change this for myself, so maybe you do too. We'll come to downward facing dog. You can keep the blocks, but they might need to go lower or get rid of them altogether and then press back and up into downward facing dog. So we've been moving slowly, very mindfully, working in our shoulders, into the hands and the wrists, working into the legs, hips, feet, your spine, just like everything connect here. What's the sensation of your foundation like? Good. Everybody's doing a great job out there. All right, take your last breath here in downward facing dog. And then lower your knees, lower your hips back toward child's pose, wrap the arms back toward your feet. Tuck your chin so it's more like the hairline against the ground here. And then I'm going to give you an option to come up into almost rabbit pose here. So you start to lift the hips and roll toward the top of the head. And your arms can also lift away from the ground. And then roll it back down. Maybe try that a couple times. Come up toward the top of your head. Keep a lot of attention into the legs. And if it's hard to lift the arms, just keep them low. All right. And then reach your arms forward. And lift yourself back up to all fours. Maybe use your blocks. Exhale, round your body. Pull your left leg in. Step it through. Straighten the back leg. And let's come all the way up from here. Lift up into crescent pose. And breathe. Good. Palms come together. Let's turn into a wide forward fold here. So the legs are going to stay wide and then just folding down. Hands come toward the ground. Tuck the chin to the chest and breathe. I check our time here. Yeah. All right. So let's come back toward the front of the mat. And step forward with your back foot. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Sit your hips back. Circle your arms out. Lift up to chair pose. Sit deep into Utkatasana. And breathe. Hands come to the heart center. Let's just stand ourselves all the way up. Okay. So I'm going to go to the other end of the mat. I want to work to warrior two, the other side. We'll go through that series. So standing at the front of your mat, you're going to be moving into warrior two with your left leg staying forward. Okay, so practice like we did before, reaching way back and then maybe stepping forward and back a couple times. So you're preparing yourself to get way back, long in that lunge. Take as many of those as you like. This is good practice, working on balance and stepping back. And then eventually get really long through that right leg, ground the heel, and turn yourself into Veer Vajrasana 2. So your left knee is above your ankle. Good, arms reach out. Smooth your breathing. Look out your left fingers. We got this. So the left arm's going to go up and the right arm comes down. We'll bend our elbows so the hands come behind the back of your head and the back of your like tailbone sacrum area. And breathe. Wrap that left buttocks underneath and lengthen into the lunge. So keep getting deep in there. Start to move your hands closer together. You could always reach for your strap and take your Gomukhasana arms with your strap. Maybe your fingers touch on this side, maybe they don't, doesn't really matter. Stability is what matters, right? Breathe. Good, now let's add that reaching out. This is really challenging without the arms here. Feel how you have to stay in touch with foundation, legs, hips, core, and you got a lot going on in the shoulders and the arms, right? The head and neck. And we do that a few times. Really strong with this. Good. Can we do a couple more? Lengthen into your back heel as you reach out through your left elbow. Here's our last one. I think I'm going to be feeling this later. And come back up. Let's straighten that front leg. Good. Ease it down. Did we go all the way to triangle last time? No, I can't remember. Let's go to triangle. That feels like the right thing to do. Lengthen your spine. Good. Connecting to foundation and center. Let's come all the way back up to Warrior 2. And then come down with the arms. Spin up that back heel. Square off your hips. Lower your back knee down to the ground. Good. Let's lift up the left arm. Lift up the right arm. Finding your way into your lunge here. And breathe. Low lunge. This is Anjaneyasana. Think about bringing your hands together and down and into the heart center. Bring the hands down onto your blocks. If you're using them, tuck your back toes under, straighten your back leg. And breathe. Good. Step back with the front foot, finding plank. So you can keep the blocks underneath. These feel a little bit high for me. I'm gonna actually take my knees down, move the blocks out, and then go back to downward facing dog. Let's move through our vinyasa here by coming forward to plank. Knees to the ground if that works best for you. Hover your elbows to your body and down you go to the ground. So when we've done this before, we've done locust, did a little bit of cobra, sphinx, even seal. So let's take a few breaths here and just explore this back bend for yourself. Okay. It might be that you could do an up dog at this point. Is your spine ready to do that? If so, you'll keep pressing until you're just in the tops of the feet and the hands on the ground. And then we'll ease ourselves. Ooh, push it up and back. Find child's pose or downward dog. Breathing deeply. Let your head relax. Let your shoulders open evenly in the fronts and the backs. Wrap your triceps down toward the ground a little bit, just a little bit so you feel broad, but then anchor into your first fingers and your thumbs. Connect to sensation in the palms, up into your shoulders and into your breath. Connect that sensation from the feet up through your legs to your hips. Just breathing length in and out of the spine. Good. Eventually, Come down to your knees. Take the hips back for child's pose. Wrap your arms around towards your feet. Smooth out your breathing. Let your head rock from side to side, massaging the forehead and out toward the temples. Come center then, and if you like to roll up toward the top of your head, you're keeping the belly in firmly here and allowing your body, your hips to lift a little bit. And the arms and the hands can stay low, or we can lift the arms up. So really be cautious of what's happening in your neck, your head, your shoulders. And if you're lifting your arms, know that you're putting a little bit more weight and challenge out there for yourself. So you might leave your arms down. And eventually, we're going to roll ourselves up toward being on our hands and knees. Couple of breaths. And then we're going to make our way onto our backs. Okay? So let's go ahead and make that switch. Oh, yeah. Let's come down. And once you get down here, take a few moments for yourself. We're going to eventually work up into bridge pose here. So if you're ready for bridge, you're prepared, you're ready to go. If you need a little bit of time down here to move around and twist and bring your knees into your chest, stuff like that, take that time for yourself. And then eventually we will move to Setubandha. So once you're ready for bridge, your head stays up. We've worked a lot on neck, head, shoulders, arms, right? So just feeling this evenness in the upper body. I'm going to take the arms down by the sides and maybe take the shoulders underneath your body just a little bit more. Your fingertips might graze the back of your heels and press into your heels so that your hips are lifting. Your blocks are close by. You could use block underneath your sacrum for support to do a little bit less. And the gaze, again, the gaze is always up here. And the throat, the neck feels free and spacious. We're going to press into the feet, lift the hips, extend through the front of the hips to open up hip flexors. Reach out through your knees and ground into your feet. Connect shoulders all the way down through your arms and into your fingertips. And flow your breath here. Good. All right, so take as much time here as you like. We'll come down when you feel ready, or maybe take another little challenge here, walking your feet closer together. Stay balanced across the shoulders and put weight into your left foot. Let your right knee come in toward your chest. And maybe extend the right leg up to the sky. And then breathe. All right, so one-legged bridge. Let's bring that right foot back down. Keep your pelvis level here as you can. Press into that right foot. Start to bring the left knee in toward your chest. And then extend that left leg up to the sky. Very challenging. Keep breathing. Bring that left foot down, open the feet a little bit wider, release the hips and the block out from underneath you if that's where you are. Settle here. Let's let our arms reach back over the top of the head. The knees are still bent with the feet on the floor and the arms reach back. Have a soft bend in your elbows back there too. Let your head rock from side to side. Now let's pull our right knee into our chest. Wrap the hands around the shin here. Curl up head, neck, and shoulders. And maybe reach the left leg long down your mat. Left leg can lift to the sky. And then lower back down. Reach out through the heel. Let's do that twice more. Lift the left leg up. Head and neck are up to you if you want to put the head down. Then lift that leg one more time. And then everything comes down. Let's switch out the legs here. So right foot comes down, left knee comes into the chest. Exhale, curl yourself up. Maybe extend that right leg if that feels like the right thing to do. And then we'll go up and down with that right leg a couple times. Nice and toned through the abdominals. Settling the brain. We're looking down into the body, what's happening in the body. And then everything comes down. Good. Extend the left leg long, down next to the right. All right, let's get ourselves cozy and comfy for Savasana. Okay. If there's any other moving, twisting, stretching that you want to do, take time for that. And then let yourself get comfy down here. Gonna suggest a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. And work on that deep breathing connection. Let your body rest. Let your mind rest into the present moment, into the physical sensation. Notice everything in the back body that's touching down into the mat, down into the earth. Let your breath get smoother and deeper. Let the breath invite you down into the body. Go beneath the skin, down in through the layers of soft tissue. Imagine that everywhere in your back body that touches the ground, there's a little release valve. And you can just gently turn that valve, like at the back of your head, the back of your shoulders, back of your hips, back of your arms, back of your calves and your heels. And everywhere that you can spin and open up that valve, release any pressure. Like letting the floodgates open. Release down and out of your body. Into the earth or down into the river of life. Just surrender and letting go into the flow of that river of life. That flow of breath. The body becomes very still and supported here. The breath moves with ease. And we can have a gentle focus on our breathing, a relaxed breathing. Now drawing life force in on the breath with the breath. Bringing the positive vitality of our breath, the energy of our breath. And hopefully this deep sense of feeling yourself in this time and space, in this present moment. Awareness is gentle, it's relaxed. Awareness of your breath, the breath as the life force, prana. Breathe, oxygenate the blood that moves from the heart out through the limbs, all the way to the toes, to the tips of your fingers, to the top of your head. Continue now to focus on your breathing and deepening your breathing. Expand into the space under your hands there, under like at the rib cage and at the belly. Expand, deepen, connect. As you're ready, let your fingers and your toes start to move a little bit. These easy movements. And then beginning to move at your ankles and at your wrists. And moving at your elbows and your knees. Maybe stretching through your arms. And rolling then to one side as you feel ready to do that. Take as much time on your side as you like here in the fetal position. This is a place of, again, surrender, but also a pose of rebirthing, of birthing and rebirthing. And taking maybe some inspiration from your practice and bringing it with you as you re-engage back into your day. Push yourself up away from the floor as you feel ready to do that. And we'll sit tall for a couple more breaths here together. Noticing sensation. And that heightened awareness of the sensory motor cortex in the brain. And just feeling how the information moves from the body to the mind and the mind back to the body. Notice what you surround yourself with today, the people, things of beauty, nature. Be as one with yourself. Yoga is union, mind, body, breath, and heart. Let's bring our hands together to symbolize that connection and bowing the head to the heart. We honor each other in this virtual space. May all beings be blessed, peaceful, and happy. May our own actions, thoughts, and words contribute to that peacefulness and happiness. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here and enjoy your day.